We lived about 12 miles out from the town of Shaunavon. We would walk across a slough that was dry and catch a ride in the buggy with the neighbors who had some older kids and who were driving the horse up to the school, which was 2 miles away. Eventually, as time worked out, we both grew a little bit older, and my parents were boarding the teacher at our home, and she drove us. My dad made a little cart. It was called a binnock buggy cart, and we drove. The teacher started out driving, and eventually I couldn't wait till I could drive. My older sister didn't seem to care very much about that, but I did, and so eventually I was the one that drove the cart. And there were some escapades too, like hitting the corner post and dumping us all out, and the horse running home on its own, and us phoning. Because the teacher was with us, she was dumped out too. And so we went back to the school and phoned to get my dad to come and get me. So those are some of my earlier experiences that I remember, just going to school, to a country school. I loved it. My mother would say, "You don't have to go this early." And I'd say, "Oh, but I want to meet the kids. I want to see," because after all, there were just two of us at home, and I wanted to get in the thrill of things that were happening at school. The school was a one-room schoolhouse with one teacher and all the grades. Like, there was grade 1 to 8, but then some of the older students wanted to get some high school, so they would bring their correspondence school papers to school, and the teacher would help them a little bit, but they would work at it there. Those in the country, they could do the correspondence, but they never went much further than grade 10. And if their parents were encouraging them at all, they would find a city nearby and see if they couldn't board someplace. And later on, when I was teaching in Medicine Hat, for example, very often we had a boarding school also there, and very often there were students that came from the surrounding little towns where they didn't have high school, and would come in and would board in our place and then go to school there. So I remember when I was in boarding school, there were some little kids starting grade 1, and their parents would let them come for the week probably, and then come to get them for the weekend and take them home and then bring them back on Monday morning. Yeah. So all the way up to high school. And of course it was like having big sisters and little brothers and so on, it was fun like that.